Hey YouTube, Tango 101 here. I posted a video about a year ago, and it was another question for creationists. It was dealing with Adam and Eve and the problems with his immune system. Did he have one? When did he get it? Why did he need it if he had it in the first place, being an adult who rose out of the dust according to Genesis as a fully formed adult? Now, I've just recently got some comments from Mr. Wireless, and I thought about actually typing a response, but quite frankly, the idea of it just made me sick to my stomach. It's all getting very repetitive, the type of responses you get, and they're never very scientific. You can't use what people are saying, and it just all gets a bit silly. So I decided to do a response to you, Mr. Wireless, if you were actually watching this, in this type of format. I'll start off with your first comment that I'm looking at on the page. I agree with your quick burial argument. This is on the flood premise that I put at the start of the video. Would a flood that rises slowly, very muddy, rapidly bury a fossil? So there is evidence of the flood? No. Maybe Christians would like you more if you didn't spend so much time lying. That's a big accusation there, dude. Don't say there is no evidence of the flood if the evidence you use can be interpreted both ways. That was what I was saying. Really good evidence of evolution can actually be really bad evidence of the Great Flood. Who decides whether evidence is good, preserved, or bad? The problem with the Great Flood is it's supposed to be a worldwide cataclysm, and there's absolutely no evidence for this. It's just, there's no line you can point to, like the KT boundary, that says this is the great biblical flood. It just doesn't happen. You don't find that. Fossils are layered arranged in an order that we can type, we can date, we can only, you don't find bunnies down with the T-Rexes and all that sort of thing. You don't find spear points in brontosauruses and all that sort of stuff. You don't find all that, so we can't infer that all those things lived together and got killed in the same event. It just doesn't work that way. So to say that I'm lying is a little bit hardcore. I mean, you're the one making the claim that the flood happened. Well, bring evidence to the table, not accusations. Now this one here is about the actual immune system of Adam. Most of the body's mechanisms have multiple purposes. The skull keeps the brain in place and also protects it. If Adam existed, would he need a skull in a perfect world? You're saying no. No, where do you get that? The immune system possibly keeps things in their correct place. Was there pollen in Eden? Probably. Yeah, I agree. If Eden existed. Were there any small objects that could go inside Adam? Well, yeah, but they wouldn't have caused putrefaction or disease. Knowing God and biology, special pleading, I know everything in the body has multiple functions. Adventist scientists, oxymoron, and health ministers use this principle. Once again, special pleading, you're using God to make excuses for, biology and all that. And small objects go inside of Adam. He didn't need an immune system. There was no disease. There was no death. That means there weren't any things that their speciality is just causing disease and death. Okay, next comment. Abiogenesis equals science or theory invented because evolutionists can't find a reasonable startup mechanism. But you claim evolution needs to be stopped. Once again, where did you get this? Where did I say evolution needs to be stopped? That's ridiculous. Why did you do that? I didn't. The worst part for me in a conversation is when I think I'm talking to a smart guy, then you throw one of those at me. Well, give me a time reference. Give me something that I can actually address that point. You don't know what starts life, but you say it had to be stopped. Look, I didn't, so I'm going on to the next comment. I'm not going there. Okay. Wow, you are totally brainwashed. The only evidence you have is that of an old Earth. Yeah. Now, Then you claim evolution makes so much sense that something has stopped it. Here we go again. Come on. Stop lying to yourself when you're ready to tell me or some other evolutionist is ready. Tell me what starts evolution. Look, if you're going to argue something, learn about it. I'm not even going to go there. This is a first. You are being silly. Really, evolution is so obvious, so scientific, something has to stop it. Man, that was kind of dense. I didn't even say it. Please, give me a reference and I'll address that point. Okay, next point. Now, this is back to the flood. Don't dead fish float? Evolutionists always claim they sink to the bottom and were covered by mud. Well, that's sort of how the fossilization process happens. Lack of evidence. Did animals die in water? Dinosaur death pose. Yes, therefore you have the quick burial near water. Maybe a flood, maybe not. The big flood wasn't the only one. We see floods happening today that are quite destructive. The problem is you're ignoring evidence. You call it receding glaciers, we call it receding water. Cute question, the disease one. Okay, we're back to that. I've actually thought about this before. My argument is God is not arrogant, so he created an immune system as part of the design. Well, you haven't really thought about it before. That's a silly answer. It's asinine. You're using special pleading. You have to prove God. Oh, look, I'm not going to go into it. If you don't know this now, then you never will. But you are looking for a Bible verse. No, I'm not. The Bible is what it is. It's a Bronze Age religious text that is one of many. You're a Seventh-day Adventist. What makes your version of the facts any more credible than the Catholics or the Protestants or Baptists? What makes you right? You all take this... Oh, let me guess. You actually read the Bible. Well, I've never heard that one before. So you have the real Bible in your hands and this is what it's meant to be. You've got to do a lot better than that, man. Now, you've given me some videos to watch and all that sort of thing, and I will watch them. I usually do, but really, if you're gonna argue against science like evolution and all that sort of thing, you've got to do it scientifically. Special pleading and using God and he's magic, he can do wonderful things, it's all fine, but in the end nothing is achieved. Nothing is accomplished. You don't answer any questions and move on. Nothing can be drawn from that and used practically. Creationism and ID are just religious proposals that really don't have any practical application. Evolution does. We use it in gene therapy, we use it for antibiotic resistance, we use it for a number of things. Just off the top of my head right now I can't think of, but God, Google it. Really. So next time, try to respond to my video, if you're going to respond to this one, without the accusations of being dense and a liar and all that, and bring something to the table, because religious platitudes will just not cut it. Reply if you want, man. It's all good. Have a good day, mate.